Say something. You know who I am? Who am I?
Qdaboss top protect.
This down there right here.
Yo, I'm gonna put you on my TikTok. Say what up. Oh yeah, it's my guys.
So where we heading?
Go talk at the school. You know, mentoring program. Excited, always excited. You know, teaching one mind, molding one mind at a time. You know, allowing your testimony to inspire and motivate others is what makes you a great king. Hey, I should be on the backpack. Doing the video. You should be on my video. It's my son. I do the motivation. Yeah. You awesome. Say something. You know who I am? Who am I?
Qdaboss top protect.
This down there right here.
You know what's sad for you? TikTok push more negativity. It's crazy. People say something so inspirational, but they limit what they let positive get through. They let so much negativity get through.
But for those of you who don't know, he goes by Q the Barber. Is that what you go by on
Qdaboss.
Qdaboss on
I didn't give myself that.
on TikTok. But I'm gonna let you do a proper introduction to pop on there.
Alright, so for those who don't know me, they call me Qdaboss, right? Started off as a barber, opened a barbershop. Well, initially started in a barbershop, and then eventually I bought the barbershop that I actually worked in. But when I'm coming here today, I don't even want to talk about that yet. First, I want to talk about tools, right? What is a saw?
A saw?
Saw. But what is it? What is a wrench? Stay with me. What is it? Okay, what is a hammer? What is money? See, most people don't understand what money is, and being that money is a tool, it serves the same purpose as a hammer, same purpose as a sword. Most people overvalue money because they don't understand what is the purpose of money, right? How to utilize money, how to change your positioning. Money can change your life. And I'm gonna tell you, money has changed my life, right? Because I understand what it's for and how to utilize it and what's its purpose, right? Most people don't understand the purpose of money, so therefore they tend to utilize it for the wrong reasons. Money buys you time. Money gives you freedom, right? Money is not a god, right? It's not, right? It's not, right? It doesn't, sneakers don't make you rich, right? But your money buys you your time. What I'm looking at is this. I started off in the barbershop, ultimately bought the barbershop, then I bought a pharmacy, right? I have a pharmacy on Wyckoff and Bleecker in Williamsburg. And then I went into a nightclub. I own a nightclub in Long Island City where he tells you I meet every celebrity that you can imagine. I know everybody, Cardi B's, 50 Cents, Offset, Takeoff, you name, I met all of them, right? Tory Lanez, I Lil Uzi here not too long ago, right? I meet all these celebrities, right? But what it is I've learned how to economically position myself to be able to do these kind of things, right? As a matter of fact, that shit work at my shop.
Hey guys.
Right? So he knows a lot of my stuff. So he knows a lot of my story. So what I do is I like to talk to young people to elevate their mind to ultimately understand what money can do for you, right? Who in this room want to be successful? Raise your hand. If your hand is like this, that means you ain't serious. Your hand should be way up. Your hand is like this. Y'all broken? You better raise that thing up, man. If you're serious, you're supposed to raise it high, man. You're supposed to push it to the ceiling. It shows lack of confidence. Confidence is everything, right? You know, seriously, confidence can open up doors for you, right? Networking, relationships, right? So how you give off this is our first time meeting each other. You never know where I'm gonna see you again. So every time you look at a person, you meet a person, first impression is everything, right? Understanding that, right, guys? Yeah. Makes sense? Yeah. The energy is like this, you're not even taking yourself serious, right? So I'm gonna tell you, like, for me, I've learned how to work with money and understand money, how to position myself, right? Let's go around the room fast, quick. What do you want to be when you get older? Nothing wrong with that. That's actually dope. What do you want to do? Second nice. What do you want to do? Nice. What about you? Entrepreneur, what kind of entrepreneur? Doing what? What about you? Nice. What about you? Artist. What kind of artist?
Touring artist.
Say it again?
Touring artist. Music.
Music? You do music now?
Yeah.
I seriously take it. What do you think is the most important thing outside of just being able to create music? Never give me something else.
Smart.
Something a little bit more valuable than that. Branding. Learn how to brand, learn how to market yourself. Like that's really more vital than just content. Some nowadays, a lot of music is not even that great, but some people are actually good at branding themselves. Everyone that wants to be entrepreneurs and want to own a business understand that branding is everything, right? You are your brand. Everybody in this room is a brand. And how you represent your brand is everything. Why would I want to attach my brand to someone that don't take their brand serious? Me and you, right? McKinney? Carl?
Aircraft.
Nice. What about you? What about you? Nice. What about you? That's not bad. But start thinking about it though. Start narrowing down the list. Start trying different things, right? So you can see where you guys want to go. Because you believe it or not, high school, but like this, you blink, you're out of high school. I'd like to get more serious as you get out of high school. What about you? Excuse me. What about you? You don't know what about you? I can't hear you.
A pilot.
Nice. What about you? Journalist? I like that. What about you? Wow. What about you? Nice. That's dope. What about you? Oh, excuse me. What about you? What about you? Say it again? Nice. I like that. See, what everybody look at in this room, you see? This room is the future, right? Understanding that how you treat everybody in this room is a reflection of yourself. Right? Understand that. So if a person treats someone like bad, that says more about them, right? Because your network, as I told you before, is the people you come in contact with. So you never know who's going to be somebody in this room, right? So it starts with how you treat people. Because that's how I've been able to navigate myself into positioning, because I treat people very well. As you know, Mr.
Schmidt.
Mr. Schmidt, I don't know what you go by here.
Wilson Schmidt.
Mr. Schmidt,
I play many hats.
you know, he'll tell you how I treat people. You know, I treat everybody fair, right? Because I want more relationships. I don't know who you're going to be. I don't know who you're going to be, right? So understanding high school is only 4 years, right? But it doesn't reflect the rest of your life. But sometimes how you behave here, it shows in the future, right? So let me go back to where I started. So long story short, after learning how to position money, I started doing a lot of amazing things. For those who didn't understand, I own a bunch of businesses. I own a barbershop. I own a pharmacy. I do tons of real estate. I'm one of the biggest black flippers I know as far as New York State. I don't know too many. It's very limited with black and Hispanics in this field. I tell everybody in this room, you should get into real estate. Everybody. No matter what you do, you should always own a tangible asset. Right? Real estate. You want to put your money into real estate. Because why? It always increases. Right? Everyone needs somewhere to live, right? You always need somewhere to live. Right? It's better that you own a place though, right? So you want to definitely invest your money in real estate. So as I got into real estate, I started realizing, because I come from the projects myself. Right? I'm a bottom guy. I didn't start from a single mother of 6. Right? My mother didn't teach me money. So I had to teach myself these things, right? Now my mother lives in my house, in a huge house. That's something that in my mind I had to believe that. People are unsuccessful because they don't believe they can be successful, right? It's the way you think about yourself. Because the way you think about yourself is the way you behave. And the way you behave is how you represent yourself, right? It's a mentality. Life is all about mentality. Perception of life, right? Understanding life, right? Understanding the way you carry yourself every day will ultimately transcribe in your future. You're starting here today, right? Isn't that true? You're an artist. Right? So your whole objective is to network, to learn how to brand yourself. Everybody in this room understands branding, how to brand myself. That's what you're doing when you meet people in this room, right? Let's just say you want to be a detective. She get in there before you. Let's say she don't like you from high school. You think she's gonna give you opportunity? Why is that? And all it had to do is be a simple hi and bye. See, by not connecting yourself or attaching yourself to the negative people, that's all that matters, right? Because one thing a lot of people don't understand, your cheat code to life is by the people you're around, is a representation of oneself. Your cheat code is, if I attach myself to some successful people, ultimately I'll become what? If I hang out with people that aren't successful, I'll ultimately be a what? Unsuccessful. It's common sense if you really think about it. If I'm bad at math and you're good at math and I hang out with you, I will cheat or learn off of you how to become bad at math. Cheat, I don't mean cheat, but I cheat by studying with you. You're not by copying your answers because that's not being better at it. That's cheating, right? So what I'm trying to say, guys, is you are what you want to be around. Anybody in this room raise their hand that believe that everything in life is determined by what you do? Raise your hand. So what do they all got their arms like this? I don't respect it. Raise their arms, man. Come on. Raise them arms, man. Raise them arms. Why you like this? Raise that arm. Show that you mean it. Right? Confidence, bro. That's what we're working on, confidence. Right? You never know who he could be. Right? And by him seeing how you carry yourself could open up another door for him. I remember you. I remember you. Or you want to stand out. But anyway, economical positioning, meaning you could start at the bottom, but also ultimately get to the top based on what you do while you're at the bottom. It's like, who do any sports in this room? You could be faster than me, right? But if I keep working hard every day, I can catch you. Right? Now, you know how I catch you? You know how I can catch you? By working harder. See, that's what people do. They start at the back of the race and they ultimately keep working hard at the back of the race, ultimately pushing themselves to the front of the race. See, the problem is most people that start at the bottom of the race or the back of the race, they tend to keep doing things that keep them at the bottom of the race, right? If my mother was very poor, why am I wasting my money on material things, right? Rule number one is self-love. Self-love. Who loves themselves in this room? Who feels like they need acceptance from people? Somebody here lying.
Somebody lying.
Somebody here lying.
A couple of y'all lying.
Somebody here lying. Don't be ashamed. The first step to recovery is admitting there's a problem, right? You don't gotta swindle that.
What's the question?
Who in this room feel like they need acceptance from other people? At least you telling the truth. What's your name? Say it again?
Elias, sir.
I respect that. See, the concept of life is learning to accept oneself, right? Your value is what you put yourself, what you put on yourself. It's like a price tag. When you go in the stores, the shirt is only valued because somebody's willing to pay it, right? It's the same way you should feel about yourself. Always put the highest price tag on yourself by believing in yourself. And only stand around people that constantly believe in you. And ultimately, you'll get more confidence. Life is all confidence. Because if a person in this room says, I want to be a millionaire, and they hang out with people that don't want to be a millionaire, guess what they're not going to be? It's the truth. But if you're around people that's telling you to be that millionaire, what do you think you're going to be? It's the truth. Like all my friends around me, one of my best friends owns 163 properties, right? One of my other best friends owns 4 pharmacies, 1 nightclub, and also owns it's like a lab, right? But these are guys from the bottom. But if you talk to them, the only conversation we have is about nothing but positivity. Who know me personally outside of this room? What do I talk about every day?
What you're talking about now.
What do I talk about every day? What do I talk about every day? Common sense says the more you talk about negativity, the more your body and your mind will engage into the negativity, right? So if you keep talking about negativity, what happens? 4 words of affirmation. Speaking things into existence. Look into the mirror and talk to yourself sometime, right? It sounds weird, but having a conversation with yourself is the best conversation that one could have. How do you talk to yourself, right? When you look in that mirror, what do you see? What do you see? Who do you see? That's what matters more than what I see. It's what you see. Do you see love? Do you care? Do you respect yourself? Do you care about what other people think, or do you care about what you think? That's what matters the most. I'm telling you, some of the most successful people that you'll see, they're not the valedictorians in high school. I'm just being honest with you. They're not. They're the guys that have very high confidence. They're the guys that can go in rooms full of people and not worry about what other people think. They're the guys that's willing to stand out and look at as different, right? Because in order to be successful, you gotta be looked at as different, because most people won't get to those high altitudes, right? So you have to be looked at as a little different. You gotta be able to sacrifice. You gotta be able to commit, make sacrifice, like not do what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is wasting their money. What are you gonna do? Save, right?
Yeah.
That's how you change your life. And that's the reality. Everybody in this room should start. If you want to change your life, learn financial literacy and understand and respect money. Money should not be wasted. The more you waste more money, the longer you'll be in your position, right? You can outwork your bad start. Everybody in this room, I'm poverty. Shamir knows my past story. Right? I come from, my story's a hard story, right? But again, I had to learn that it wasn't my mother, it wasn't my father, it was me. Everything starts with oneself, right? Because your dad, I know your mother and father. I know your mother and father. I know your mother. So you can have great parents, but you can ultimately be a loser if you make poor choices. My mother's struggles, right? My mother's struggle. But then he said struggle creates what? Character. Say it again. Who said it? Say it. Say it again.
Character.
Say the whole thing.
Struggle builds character.
It does. So my mother's struggles motivated me to want to change my positioning. The whole concept of life is making your family proud. Your mother sacrificed a lot for you, right? So all she wants from you is what? So that's her trade-off for doing everything she sacrificed for you. That was my trade-off. I saw all the sacrifices my mother made, so I want to be somebody, right? I don't want to not be somebody. I don't want to pretend to be somebody. I really want to be somebody, right? So that should be your drive right there. Being your better self should be your drive. Believing in yourself, that should be your drive. That's my drive, right? I want to change minds. I want young people to believe that they can become somebody. That's how we start with you guys, because you guys are the future. If our future is bad, then what happens to us, right? If the future's not strong, that means we'll be weaker, right? We got to help you guys live in reality, right? Understanding that, school is everything. This room matters a lot, right? Before I leave, I want to say this last thing. Look in the mirror, fall in love with the person you see, because you're going to die him. All the people you see in the world, you can only be yourself, right? Fall in love with yourself. And I'm telling you, everything else will make sense. But love yourself first, right? You're God, then you, and everything else will make sense. Treat others how you want to be treated. Respect starts with oneself, how you treat others, right? And I pray that everybody, I'm looking forward to see you guys go across either a trade school or a collegiate stage one day, right? I'm gonna ask that guy that was in that room, look at him. That's the engineer we was talking about. Right? That's a successful guy, right? But just believe you can do it. Just stay around people that want certain things in life, and everything else will make sense. I appreciate you guys.